Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Video Games to the Max, as we are giving our E3 2017 predictions on the eve of, well, tomorrow, the press conferences start, because one company had to just be out there first, which is fine, but that makes everything just even longer. I imagine that, like, next year it's just going to start on like Thursday and then go to the next Thursday. This will be a whole week long. But joining me here today is, as always, Mr. Marc Morrison.
Howdy.
And the hosts of the backlog busting project that will soon be reappearing on your airwaves. And of course, one of our senior editors in the Game Zone, Mr. Randy Isbelle.
Yeah, I missed the day that E3 press conferences all happen on the same day.
Was that ever a thing that they all happen on the same day?
It used to always be on a Monday. It was just press conference after press conference.
It was the big three. The other ones didn't have one.
Yeah, back when the big three included Sega, because it was that fucking long ago.
But yeah, very true. Very true. So, and of course, Wes Harrington, how are you doing, sir?
Doing all right, of course. Yep. This is going to be an interesting weekend, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be even more on the weekend because it goes all the way to Tuesday, at least for the conferences, and then Wednesday and Thursday for just watching gameplay stuff and getting more things out there. Of course, we are the official video games podcast at W2Net.com, where you can find all of our great game reviews and other content out there for you guys. And of course, this is our first year having to deal with E3 as a website, so this is going to be really fun, trying to get all these things posted and getting them out there for people to see, and also realizing that we have a long way to go to maybe one of these days we'll actually be up there at E3 and get to be demoing games and whatnot. So maybe next year, guys. That'll be us talking from E3 doing this. But
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be an awesome event. Of course, with more fans going, I wonder if it becomes a big cluster at some point. How they're going to deal with that. It's going to be fun to see how they deal with the floor and everything once we get to see it more often. So, we might as well start with the first press conference of the whole thing, which is EA Play, which somehow they're going to have an hour and 30-minute press conference with the small amount of games that we know about that they have to share. So either they have a lot of games that they're going to premiere, or we're just going to get a lot from the small amount of games. So I can already tell you're going to have some 30-minute conversation with some sports star you don't care about. But, or maybe you do. Who knows? Maybe you're one of those select few. But, so how we're going to do this is each one of the guys is going to get a special prediction for each conference. We're going to have a what do you think you might see, a total surprise that you'd love to see, and a bold prediction for that conference. So let's fire away here, guys. What do you think for sure we're seeing at EA Play?
Pele?
Oh God, I hope not. Please, please no. Look, I love you, Pele. I love soccer, but I don't want to see you talking for 30 minutes.
They could always just embrace the meme from last year and bring Snoop Dogg back on stage.
Yeah, I guess they could, certainly. At least it'll be more entertaining. Anyway, do you guys think that they talk about, especially with it being different than the other ones, or do they, because Nintendo apparently is only doing a 30-minute press conference or direct. And so, hold on. Apparently, something's going on. Give me a second. All right. So do you guys think that we'll get anything about the Nintendo Switch FIFA, considering it's different especially with them and sort of announcing that it's not going to have the big hook that's been FIFA at least last year, which is the story mode. And I think it's not also including certain other modes as well, or they just leave it off entirely?
I think they're just going to leave it off because what you just said makes it sound like the versions of Madden for the Wii, which were just kind of which were just kind of lip service almost. They were just like, yeah, it's coming to the Wii too. It's great, except passing's not in the game.
I could see them leaving it off, but if they were really cool, they'd put in like an amiibo functionality where you could play as like Mario and Sonic, or and Samus and all that crap in FIFA.
I think that would be the one way they could save it, really, is just, alright, you get Nintendo exclusive stuff.
They won't do that, but it'd be cool.
They could add like a Mario Strikers mode or something if they wanted to. But, Nintendo would have to...
Yeah, that requires extra work.
I don't know. They're already supposedly custom building it, so I don't know how much extra work they're really having to do. According to them, anyway, basically taking the last generation model and going, all right, how do we make this look like it looks better, but, you're not getting the butchered version, and spend, 10 minutes on that. How much do you guys expect to see out of Battlefront 2?
That's coming out pretty soon, so I'd probably say we're going to see a significant amount of it.
I imagine that everything that isn't sports is going to be Star Wars.
What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Star Wars and sports is what builds EA, so of course you're going to see a lot of the Battlefront game.
It's not going to be Mass Effect DLC.
That would be a total surprise, actually. Hey, we say we're taking a break, but there's Mass Effect DLC.
Well, they did just release that patch with the new gay romance option, so you never know. I guess that could have just been, well, here's what we had done for the TLC before we got shit canned, so here.
I'm surprised that's DLC and not just in the game already.
Well, it's a free patch. I mean, they just ran out of time and they didn't add it, and I ran out of development time.
So, Randy, you have a prediction here for this conference?
Yeah, I know Mark says it's only going to be Star Wars and sports, and that's going to be the majority of it, but I think we see a new Need for Speed game.
That's already happened?
They announced that.
But we're going to see it. You want something that's sure going to happen. It's not just going to be those two things, so we're going to get Need for Speed.
We're also probably getting that indie game that they talked about last year that I feel like we've seen nothing about. The Fee.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like their next, Unravel project was this, and then just gone off the radar completely. So unless they're starting a new indie project, I'd imagine that's going to be there. Wes, one for you?
Well, prediction stuff we're sure going to see. We kind of already touched on it. Battlefront 2, we're going to see more of that. The thing I want to see, though, since we did it's kind of in a similar vein as Feed, which we just touched on, is we haven't heard anything new about the next game from the Brothers guys, right? That was they teased that the same time they teased Unravel a couple of years ago, and then we've heard nothing about it. So I'd be interested to see if we see that this year.
Yeah. That's possible. Obviously, they have to figure out what they're making here, but you think it's going to be a game in the same vein or something totally different?
The teaser was like two guys on a train, so I'm thinking it's going to be kind of a similar kind of experience as Brothers Tale of Two Sons, yeah.
I kind of want to see something from that. The visceral Star Wars game. Are they ever going to show anything from that? The whole reason Amy Hennig left the Uncharted series to go do this. Are we going to see something besides Battlefront or Lego that involves Star Wars and actually get to see gameplay of it?
Connect Star Wars 2.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Yeah, EA unveils the peripheral that Xbox is going to try to put out there for you with the Scorpio. Just the new Kinect.
Yeah, the Scorpio's going to have a Kinect port, so, why not?
It is?
No.
Oh.
God.
Fuck no.
The way Mark said it, I was like, wait, really?
No, it's going to require
Breaking
it.
news.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have it. And have to be online.
It's part of their new DRM, yeah.
Oh, God. Just shoot themselves in the foot again with DRM.
Yes.
Yeah, EA just kind of has a lot to... And a lot of their series have also kind of hit the bucket. Like, they were making a big deal about Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Well, we haven't heard nothing from...
Well, that kind of bombed. I mean, it wasn't as good, and then a lot of people didn't play it.
Well, yeah,
and then...
Didn't they basically send it out to die against a couple other games, too?
Yeah.
They delayed it and then sent it out to die again.
Yeah, and kind of like they did with Titanfall 2, where they're like, hey, let's release Titanfall 2 right with Battlefront Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. That's gonna be great for, Respawn, who's kind of trying to rehab after Titanfall 1.
To be fair, it is a different game. You're inside of a mech.
Doesn't mean they still didn't send it out to die. A lot of people just went, first-person shooter, I'll just play Call of Duty. Or Battlefield.
Yeah, fair enough. That's the problem, is now it's in danger of, are they going to get a Titanfall 3 just because of where they sent it out, because it was praised everywhere, especially the story mode, so... that would be a total shock, I think, if they revealed anything with Titanfall, unless it's a spin-off of the second one or something like that. And, Plants vs. Zombies, that's dead also. So it's...
Well, of course it's dead. It's got zombies in it.
Wow. Wow, Wes. I think Randy just doesn't even want to respond to that. So,
I have to deal with it all the time. I'm numb to it by now.
The thing I kind of expect to see is like more Dragon Age info, like that new one they're trying to make.
Any bold prediction for this EA conference?
I got one.
Football.
What was it? Oh, Mutant League Football. That would be sweet. I would absolutely love Mutant League Football. Now, mine is one that'll never happen. But they've been hinting at crossplay and stuff between the Xbox and PlayStation with Rocket Leagues and all that kind of stuff. They announced at EA after 5 different sports celebrities come out and they take 45 minutes to tell you all about the sports games, that all EA sports games are now crossplay.
They probably actually could, because EA doesn't tie into Xbox Live and PS4 or PSN.
I think that would be a big seller, but I don't think it'll happen.
I feel like if there's going to be a company that does it, doing it with one of your sports games would be a big motivator to get other people to do it. Even you could announce their whole slew of sports games for this year now include crossplay. I think you'd have people talking there. You think any chance of another, not just Mutant League, but maybe like a NBA Jam or something like that?
They can't even get their main NBA series going.
Yeah, I saw somebody go, I was just at EA to see a preview of NBA Live 18, and I'm like, cool, sweet, they're still, running up that hill. Great. That's gonna work out well for them.
Well, they got off the hill for a little bit. Now they want to try again.
I'm pretty sure it's.
They go to Spike Lee, wasn't it? The director who made
2K game,
yeah. They just go to him and be like, "Hey, you want to do that for us now?" And they just completely let him go fucking insane over it, so we get something even more insane than frequency vibrations. Wasn't that the default name for that dude in that story mode? Or am I misremembering things?
I have no idea.
But, it's just like...
listen, EA is going to go way out there, and their director for NBA Live will be Michael Bay.
What? Yeah, do it. We'll have Transformers playing basketball.
Every time he dunked, there's explosions, and that'd be great.
Although, speaking of unnecessary explosions, I'd be kind of interested to see, maybe they go back into their well of kind of franchises. Maybe they have EA Montreal go back to Army of Two.
No, the last one bombed too bad. They sent that thing out to die. And that franchise is kind of tainted.
Okay, fair point. I was just kind of combing through, looking at possible stuff they could do, and Army of Two jumped out at me, and I was like.
Besides, they're trying to tone down the weed stuff for this E3, so they're definitely not bringing that back.
Sean, is Plants vs. Zombies on the Switch yet?
No.
There, that's another prediction. I think they'll be on there.
I wouldn't mind seeing Skate 4. I don't know if they'll do it, but Tony Hawk they set the world on fire.
There was that rumor a long time ago about Road Rash.
I would so be down for that. Oh my god.
I mean, they tried to bring that back like 5 years ago. Like, they prototyped like a version, and like I don't think anyone at EA cares. Like, they can't get Need for Speed working or even Burnout. Like, I ain't gonna give a fuck about Road Rash.
Well, Burnout's because that team left, so they have no idea what to do with that.
Yeah, but that team was still around for 4 years after Paradise, and they still didn't do anything with it.
I mean, do you think that there's anything they could really do with Dragon Age that makes it different from the past ones, or is it just okay? Here's a new setting with new characters, more Dragon Age.
Sci-fi setting would be fun. Instead of a sword, you just have an assault rifle.
So basically another Mass Effect?
Yep.
Mass Effect done right.
I shouldn't say anything because I haven't actually played Andromeda or, honestly, Mass Effect. Never mind.
I'm with you there. So.
I was gonna say after all the negative stuff I've heard about Andromeda, I'm not sure I trust EA or BioWare to do anything right.
That's fair. I think I played a little bit of one, and then I was like, oh, this is too much, for me to sit here and try to go back and play this series from the Xbox 360, so I just stopped. Maybe I should have stuck with it, but, yeah, it is what it is. Need for Speed is called Payback, by the way. So,
yeah, the big feature in this one is you can pause in the game. Hot shit.
Yes, that was the problem with the game they brought back last time. We're not even letting you pause. It's so realistic. You have to love when random ads start deciding to play. That sucks. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we kind of hit everything. EA is just one of those that there's a lot unknown, and they are so weird about their franchise and which one they bring back and which one not. I mean, there is a lot to be said for... There's a lot of nostalgia right now. So, I mean, they definitely could decide to bring back something old and and it it gets a big pop out of people. I mean, like they could. I don't know who owns the James, if they still own the James Bond license for games at all, but
Activision was the one who last owned it.
oh really? Okay. Well, there goes my thought on that. I think everything else is, we're not seeing anything. They already said there's no Battlefield, so that I would assume that definitely that's not happening. So yeah, so I think we can move on from here, and the next one, of course, and some of this is going to be easy because Microsoft has a new console to show to the world. Do we actually see the console, or are we getting video?
We better fucking see the console.
Phil Spencer will carry it on under his jacket.
And then after he takes off the jacket and reveals the Scorpio, he takes off his other undershirt and reveals a Bubsy costume.
Oh God. Bubsy on Scorpio. That's the way we're going to sell the system, guys.
Yeah.
That's the only launch title, too.
Yeah.
Screw Shadows of War. We're showing off Bubsy.
No, I think we'll get Scorpio, like the box itself, and then probably even the price.
What do you think about the price?
I'd say $500.
I would say 500 is, to me, the max they can go if they want it to be in somebody's price range. But I could definitely see them going higher because he keeps calling it a premium console. Mm-hmm. So
I say $449 for the lowest end and $599 for the high end. Just different size hard drives and stuff.
I'm probably in agreement with Randy, and I would say 500 is about as high as they can go without seeing a lot of backlash. Like if it's $599, we're gonna have a new $599 US dollars on our hands, basically.
I mean, I think they're barely pushing it with. I mean, they're pushing it with 500. Like, you're losing. If you care about winning the war at all, you cannot possibly go higher than 500 and think that you're going to have people buying a console that you also have to have a 4K TV to get the best benefit out of.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like the whole, Oculus and Vive are great, but I also have to have a computer that can run them.
Yeah. Well, I think what they're trying to do with the Scorpio is appeal to the kind of people that have, a beastly rig that's capable of doing, all that stuff. But the thing is, the people who already have that rig are the kind of people who are like, console plebs, PC master race, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh, God, here we go. It's going to be interesting to see what they have up their sleeve, because if they don't have anything massive up their sleeve besides just the Scorpio, they've got a storm coming.
Yeah, I mean, there's possibly you get a lot of people, wanting to do the console upgrade, because I think Sean Layden just came out and said that 40% of the PS4 Pros that have sold are console upgrades. Mm-hmm. So, you could get that crowd, but you already have a obviously lower amount of Xbox Ones and Xbox One S's that have sold compared to the PS4. So how many of those people are going to upgrade that might already have the 4K? And then, how is your trade-in program going to work if you even have one? Is there anything you're going to do to allow people to do that upgrade and it not be some ridiculous number? Do you think they do any kind of bundle with a TV? Like, you can get this 4K TV and you get the Xbox One.
The price would be so ridiculous.
Only if it's a Sony branded TV.
Well, you never know.
Do you think Scorpio is the actual name?
I do. I think they've used Scorpio a lot. Like, it's different than another code name. Like, they officially came out and called it Project Scorpio. They have used Scorpio in almost everything. Most of the time when it's a code name, you don't talk about it, really. Except for, journalists and everybody else. So, I don't feel like it's a bad thing if you just go, this is the Xbox Scorpio. Or Xbox One Scorpio, or whatever.
So I have two predictions. One realistic, one goofy that I saw online that I have to steal, and it's too funny. But I think, honestly, if they do change the name, it'll be Xbox One Elite, because they had the Elite controllers, and they just kind of want to run with that. The one I saw that's really funny is the Xbox 10, based off Microsoft 10, and they just wanted to run with it. So that one would be hilarious if they went that way. But I think it'll be called the Xbox One Elite.
That wouldn't be out of the realm. They had the 360 Elite, too. So, they already have something there to promote that. I think that's sort of it for the console itself. What do you think that what shows up on their stage as far as games-wise?
I think we see a lot of State of Decay 2. We seem to really be pushing that as a main IP.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that and Sea of Thieves, I think, is going to be one of the other major ones. Because that's like some of their only first-party stuff that they have. Because they've already said Halo's not going to be here.
Yeah, unless they do something different with Gears, that's not going to be there either.
I think it'll be Cuphead, because that fucking game's still not out yet.
No. That's my crazy prediction, is no Cuphead at all. Like, not even a mention.
Honestly, I don't think that would be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if they get into they get put in the indie reel again, and you see it for like 5 seconds.
It's only been the third year that it's been in there, too. Let's say, okay.
Go ahead.
I think the two games you'll see, though, is Crackdown 3, because that game disappeared, and Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior. I'd love to see that.
I think they mentioned it a few months ago. Like, we're going to bring it back. And I was like, good. You were the guys who killed it, so you should bring it back.
Anything for you, Wes?
Let's see here. I don't really have any game predictions apart from already mentioned, like Sea of Thieves I think we see a release date for Sea of Thieves. Honestly, is about the only thing I can really personally see myself being hyped for from Microsoft. I mean, I tried, I really did, but I honestly have kind of lost touch with Microsoft ever since the Xbox One came out.
So is everyone else.
Yeah, I think I use mine more for video things than I do for playing games at all. If I didn't have Rock Band 4 running, for the fact that I bought all my songs on 360, I don't know how much I would be using my Xbox One at all. Oh, and Phil Spencer just came out and said that the Xbox press conference will now run longer than our traditional 90 minutes.
Oh, God.
So, Jesus Christ.
See, my prediction of spending 30 minutes on Scorpio might actually happen.
Oh, God. Well, either that or they're just going to completely blow the doors off the place and go, yeah, I know we don't really have a lot of first-party stuff officially announced, but that's about to change. And then they just go completely batshit with new IP. That's about...
No, they're going to spend 20 minutes on showing how good Minecraft looks on the new Scorpio system.
Another fucking HoloLens demonstration. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I still remember last year where I wrote that article for the Backlog Busting Project where I made 5 predictions where I was like, oh, none of these are going to happen. And like 4 out of 5 of them happened. And I'm like, I'm terrible at predicting things that aren't going to happen.
Just remember when we're an hour and a half into this Microsoft press conference and we're all just exhausted and don't care anymore, that, Wes, you were complaining that Nintendo was screwing up by only having a 30-minute presser. 30 minutes will seem like an amazing idea.
Not when you're by yourself on Tuesday.
The reason why I'm kind of mad at Nintendo for only having 30 minutes is because I trust Nintendo to actually have to have decent stuff, and I want to see some of it. Whereas Microsoft, I'm like,
yeah,
great,
and you will.
Even with 90-minute, even at the 90-minute mark, I'm sitting there going, what the hell are they going to show? And now you're telling me it's going to be longer than 90 minutes? Oh shit!
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get all the details of that on the Treehouse. I'm just hoping we'll get to the Nintendo stuff later, but I think they're going to go the Sony route and just game after game after game. Microsoft, obviously, it's just from them saying it's going to be extended. It looks like there's going to be a lot of people out there talking and trying to get all detailed. And no, I can't.
Drink the Kool-Aid. Everything's going to be fine. We're Microsoft. Sorry.
Yeah, I think definitely. The rumor about them delaying Shadows of War so that it comes out sort of as a big game for the Scorpio. I think that's a game that you'll see a lot of on the Xbox stage there, getting to really show off what's great about it and everything. Everything's going to be running on Scorpio that they show, so you're already going to be getting. That as far as getting to see the best how it runs and everything else. Of course, you also got to take that with a grain of salt. We didn't talk about Forza 7, which
it's a known quantity.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
mean,
going to
I'm
be shown
just
a
saying,
lot with the Elite stuff or the Scorpio stuff.
Well, they're not going to show it racing. They're going to show the car.
Oh yeah.
To show you how cool the car looks.
and then a real life version of that car will descend from the heavens, and everybody will act
it,
even though it happens every fucking year.
You know it.
And Conker will be driving.
Oh God.
And everyone will freak out, and they'll go, "Oh my God, we're gonna have a new Conker game." They go, "No, Conker's just in Forza."
The only non-human character is Conker. Oh, we'll put Banjo in there as DLC.
Well, yeah. At least Banjo has experience driving cars. God damn it, nuts and bolts. Why do you exist? Sorry, I challenged
I didn't mind nuts and bolts.
Yeah, without the blatant idiocy. Oops, sorry, I'm getting political. My bad. I'll shut up now.
Yes.
God damn it, Randy.
Do you think there's a possibility we see anything with VR?
Yes. With Scorpio, you have to.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, they'll probably just show, like, hey, like, it's like, you could run a Oculus Rift off this, but we're not going to sell you one, because that's going to be, like, $1,000.
So yeah. I'm seeing this from the a Windows website here. They mentioned that VR on Xbox Scorpio could be powered by Windows Mixed Reality, utilizing cheaper third-party headsets from PC vendors like HP and Acer.
Oh, if that happens, they've got bigger problems on the horizon. If that happens, that's a non-starter.
I expect that they'll probably announce some big PC games maybe to go along with their Play Anywhere thing that I think launches that week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I thought it already launched.
Well, it's hold on, let me see where it's
I think they kind of went. It's a thing that we're going to be doing in future for most games, but for now, it's available in like Gears.
No, Gears and Forza Horizon 3, like they already did it.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to say. Is like they launched it in like those.
Yeah, Xbox's Play Anywhere launches. Wait, is this from last year? Yes, I'm looking.
Probably.
No,
yeah,
no, it's from this year, June 9, 2017. It says Play Anywhere launches September 13th.
Huh. So yeah, maybe if the stuff in like Forza and Gears was
unless Polygon is just
for,
reporting bad things, then
it's Polygon. So yeah, so that's always a possibility.
damn,
I'm just being catty today. Sorry. But to kind of go along with them, maybe pushing a bit more of the Windows thing, they're trying to like make an ecosystem out of Windows. Again, because they also tried it on the 360 to an extent and it didn't work, and why they're trying it again is a mystery to me. But that kind of ties into my bold prediction. I don't know if we missed anybody on like mark out moments or whatever.
Yeah, is there anything that would totally surprise you if they announced a franchise coming back, or
Links to Time Sweeper. Time is now.
The time is now. John Cena's theme plays too.
Yeah.
I don't think it would surprise me, but it would be. I don't think I would say it's a sure thing, but Borderlands 3 being announced would be nice, as far as like seeing gameplay and stuff.
Yeah, true. That could be another one that Microsoft grabs because Sony's got so much stuff.
And it's not a game, but I'm hearing rumors that Xbox might go the route of Steam with their digital refunding.
Yeah, I wonder if they would take the time during the Scorpio thing to just mention, hey, you can now...
Well, they now have 2 hours, apparently, so...
I can see Scalebound coming back.
That'd be weird to just say, oh, this is canceled and now...
Well, just go, like, have a new trailer and go, like, it never stopped, and, we're committed to continue making it until it's a good game, and it'll now be Scorpio exclusive.
I think that would shock me the most, is if they announced any Scorpio exclusive game.
That'll be next year.
When it fails? Oh, hey, we gotta start having it Scorpio exclusives.
Well, I think the Xbox, like, the minute Scorpio is, like, out, the Xbox One is done.
I don't know. Phil Spencer says he still expects more people to buy Xbox One S's than Scorpios. Because you don't have to have the 4K TV to really get something. I mean, it's supposed to look really good on 1080p as well, but,
The only thing that'll really excite me about Microsoft is if they bring back Jay Allard.
Discount Howie Mandel.
I'm going to throw out there that they add Xbox One original games to the Game Pass.
There already are, though. There's a few.
No, I think you meant like original Xbox games.
Yeah, the 10 original Xbox games that are good.
The system that looked like somebody slapped the DX logo on the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. That system.
I mean, they could, but I don't think there's not more than like 15 original Xbox games that people care about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just make them all digital. You don't have to worry about the whole disc thing, so that's why you make them part of Game Pass, and they're just there.
And they did that with the 360, and no one cared either.
But how many people are really caring about Game Pass? They're just trying to get you to pay $15 for something. I mean,
yeah.
You guys are missing it. They came out with that whole poll about what would you rather have, and they had the SNES Mini on there. They want to know if people want the Xbox Mini. They're going to announce that.
So the Xbox Mini would be about the size of a
normal system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the joke and running with it. I was trying to make a decent comparison, and I was like, nope, that's too small.
I still have my original Xbox hooked up.
Yeah, but you also modded that original Xbox.
Yeah, that's why it's still hooked up.
But
my PS4 is resting on top of it. And
it doesn't...
with a lot of space to spare.
Yeah.
Very true. I'm sure they'll also probably announce some...
It's 2002 again, boys. We're making Xbox's huge jokes. Yes!
You think any kind of price drop for the S? Or
Yes.
The regular Xbox One?
Yeah, you would think so.
The Xbox One is already $250. How much lower could it go? $200?
Well, the S, you think like $10. The S, I could see them dropping $50 more or something like that.
They might have to if the Scorpio is a a more expensive price than up in the higher end of that price range we discussed earlier, because they might have to look into doing a price drop just to soften the blow of the Scorpio being that expensive.
No, it'll be like buy an Xbox Scorpio, get an Xbox One S for free.
Wow. Damn, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Just have two systems. One on us completely.
Well, that's been Microsoft's MO for this entire generation is, hey, how can we be complete friggin' idiots about this console?
That'll be the only way they get back market share from PS4.
Yeah, true. We get to report extra sales numbers because an extra console went in every time somebody bought a Scorpio.
Yeah. So
I think that's sort of. Do you got something?
To go back to the comment I made earlier about the Windows as an ecosystem thing, do you think my prediction that I'm 99% sure is going to go wrong here? Do you think they partner with Valve to bring Steam to Scorpio?
God, no. Not in the slightest.
Scorpio. I think Valve has been very upfront about they do not like to work with other companies, and they're not going to start now.
They work with Sony.
Right, but I'm talking about like bringing Steam to a console is a different thing.
Yeah, they have the Steam machines, for God's sakes. That's essentially the same thing.
I think maybe not to the extent that Wes is thinking, but I think we see a lot of these popular Steam games. Maybe that's where Xbox tries to go. Maybe like that Player Unknown's Battlegrounds that's super popular right now. Maybe they announce that that's going to come to the Xbox exclusively or something for the consoles, but not Steam itself.
I'll throw it out there that Final Fantasy XIV gets announced for Xbox. Because they've apparently been trying forever to try to get Square to let them have it on there. So, why not?
Yeah, but what about Final Fantasy 11?
Sorry, that just sounds like, again, just the comedy of errors that has been Microsoft this generation. If they start building it up like we're bringing a Final Fantasy exclusively to the Xbox Scorpio, and it's Final Fantasy 11. They play the hype trailer, and everybody just goes, "Really?
What the hell is going on here?" All right, so I think, again, Xbox has a few things that they could certainly have up their sleeve as far as surprises, but a lot of their big stuff came out last year, so they're going to have to really, wow people. Outside of the Scorpio, I think you can talk about Scorpio all you want, but the console's nice. You got to show us what games you're going to play on it.
Yeah, like a lot of their big stuff came out last year, or just hasn't come out, or hasn't even been seen since, or has just been outright canceled.
I wonder if I thought that Insomniac could work on two games at once, I'd throw out the Sunset Overdrive 2, maybe. But I feel like they got their hands full with Spider-Man right now.
Plus, Sunset Overdrive didn't set the world on fire. I
think it still sold like 1 million, though. So.
That might have just been because it was one of the only big titles in the one's launch window.
That also could be true, yeah.
People just went, I have an Xbox One. What should I play? Oh, this looks interesting. And then they played it, and they found out it really wasn't.
They'll announce Dead Rising 5.
God.
Now with even more Frank West. Shit.
Wasn't there a rumor that there was a Dead Rising 5?
I hope not.
I swear
That series is just depressing now.
Oh, you didn't like the remasters?
I didn't think anyone played 4.
Yeah, true. I just remember that thing coming out, and you're like, what the hell? Alright.
They'll bring back Xbox Smart Glass also.
To, like, nobody caring. Wait, are they seriously doing... Okay, these times just seem weird to me. Alright, wait, so... Are they legit doing Bethesda at midnight?
They're doing Bethesda at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Yep.
What?
It's probably going to run an hour.
These people are... Well, Devolver Digital is running an hour after that, so...
Yeah,
but nobody fucking cares about Devolver Digital.
Hey.
And by nobody, I mean me.
Well, yeah. You and your hate for Hotline Miami.
Yep.
So, yeah, we might as well just go on to Bethesda here, since I already mentioned it. What are we thinking here for Bethesda?
Skyrim on Switch.
Yep.
I don't know that Bethesda would waste their time with that.
Hasn't that already been confirmed, though?
No, they showed videos, but I think they'll show like a release date and price and go like, it's out in 2 months or whatever. I mean,
yeah, that's always possible, just to get people thinking there.
Or just go like, it's out now.
What is with everybody predicting the Sega Saturn move for things lately now?
Oh, for a game, there's always that one. Remember Trials or the...
Oh, yeah. Trials, like Trials of the Blood Dragon.
or the that
freaking...
What was the damn fighting game that had like a zillion names? That also came out now. I don't remember which franchise it was, but it had like...
Fallout Shelter came out right then, too.
Yeah, Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, they're supposedly working on something. There's a mobile game, and then there's rumors of that developer is also working on something else.
It's called like Stardust, I think, or something like that.
It's Starfield. Is the rumor. But the thing is, it is a rumor, and whoever leaked the rumor went whole hog on that rumor. Like, don't get me wrong. The concept sounds amazing. It's supposed to be this, futuristic sci-fi RPG. But the thing is, they then went on to claim they're going to attempt to tie all of their universes together. Like, Starfield is supposed to be set in the far future of the Fallout universe. And then the leak I read actually said the Elder Scrolls is further in the future from that.
What?
That sounds bad.
How on earth is that possible?
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, you had me at futuristic RPG from Bethesda, and then you went and did all of this other extraneous bullshit. Now it's like, come on, man.
Well, everyone knows that nuclear weapons causes magic.
Yeah,
I don't have the full leak thing in front of me, but I just remember reading it was all of this, and then they're like, and then they're just going to hand wave the inconsistencies with it's part of the Elder Scrolls lore. And I'm like, what? I have questions.
I don't see them doing that at all. Like, if they could just announce Starfield and it has nothing to do with the other ones.
Yeah, that's why I have down for my prediction is, like, you had us write, like, 3 categories, and for 2 of the categories, one was, like, my mark-out moment was going to be Starfield is actually revealed to be a legit thing. Because, like I said, I loved the original pitch of it. And then my bold prediction, quote-unquote, which is, half joke, half meme for a lot of us, was including that they are attempting to link all their RPG universes thing. Because if they actually have the brass balls to pull that off, that will be amazing to see. I don't think they do, though.
Absolutely going to do it, because they're going to announce a new Wolfenstein, and then at the end of that Wolfenstein, there's going to be a nuke. And then that's going to start Fallout, and they're just going to go from there.
Nice. Although, seriously, we are going to see a new Colossus reveal, and it's going to be sweet looking.
Yes.
That is my thing that is sure to happen, is we are going to see new Colossus at that event.
Mine too.
Yeah, I think the Wolfenstein, with that code being revealed last year and Bethesda kind of being coy about it, we're going to see that, the Wolfenstein. You think we see anything with Prey at all?
Maybe DLC, but it's too soon.
Yeah, they might kind of give themselves a congratulatory pat on the back and then go, here's some DLC information, but I don't think we're going to see too much substantial on it.
The only other thing that I can think of is, they'll probably do some ESO stuff. And, because I don't know, unless Arcane's just working on something completely new, because they just released Dishonored last year, they just released Prey this year. Wolfenstein seems to be the next one, and Quake Champions, I guess we'll get more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody, I was watching Drop Frames the other day, and all the hosts basically agreed they need to do something major for Quake Champions, or that game is going to be dead on arrival.
Just like that recent Unreal Tournament game.
Well, the Unreal Tournament game hasn't even come out yet. It's still in alpha, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can buy it and play it.
But they need to do something more substantial with Quake Champions, because the open beta flopped like a brick. Yeah. Like, it just came out and was a complete nothing burger. So if they don't do anything to differentiate that game from here's Overwatch with Quake Champions, they're gonna have some issues.
And then we do have go ahead.
Because it would have been great 3 years ago before Overwatch kind of solidified things, but now it just feels like it's chasing the Overwatch stuff like a bunch of different other companies have already done with, like, Battleborn and Paladins and whatnot. They need to differentiate, or Quake Champions is going to be dead.
Yeah, and with all the people loving, having all this nostalgia for Quakes, I think you really need to make sure you hit that out of the park, honestly.
Although, speaking of 90s shooters IPs, do we see anything about Doom?
Yeah, Doom VR. Because they announced that last year, and we've seen, nothing from that and Fallout VR.
I could see them announcing, Doom 2, but not showing anything, just a logo or something.
Just have it be at the end of the Doom VR presentation. Oh, by the way, Doom 2 is a thing.
Why not?
Doom 6. I'm confused.
How about Rage? Let's have a new Rage out there. Rage reboot.
I'd rather see Wet 2.
God damn it! I was just about to say that.
Did you actually like the first Wet at all?
No, I was just reaching for a Bethesda IP.
No, I would say, Mark makes this joke all the time. I just wonder sometimes if he actually liked that game.
He secretly likes that game.
I never played it.
We see a gun reboot.
Liar.
Wait, what? That wasn't Bethesda. Shit.
I think we see Evil Within 2. I think that comes out this year.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that being a Bethesda.
I still need to get around to playing the first one, but I think the second one comes out.
I don't think anyone did, really.
I feel like now that Resident Evil 7's out, Evil Dead 1 kind of got hit in the water. They're really going to have to do a lot with Evil Dead 2, because that was sort of the return of getting back to creepy.
Sean, I hate to interrupt you, but you're saying Evil Dead when I think you mean the Evil Within.
Oh, Evil Within, sorry. Thank you.
As much as an Evil Dead game would either completely and totally own or be completely and utterly soul-crushingly bad, you're talking about the Evil Within.
Yes. I meant that Evil Within kind of started trying to bring back horror games to the let's be creepy and scary kind of thing, and then Resident Evil 7 went and took it to a whole nother level, so they're really going to have to capitalize on that, see if they can, I guess. I think that's sort of it for Bethesda. I mean, it would be a total shock if we saw anything Fallout 5 or Skyrim 6. So
no, they're going to come out and say, okay, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming in November, just like they did with Fallout, and they're going to blow everybody's mind.
Shit.
No, it's not gonna happen.
That would be...
It'd be great.
What a way to just tell everybody that don't buy the Switch version, you're wasting your time.
Well, no, because the Elder Scrolls 6 would be a completely different game. If people still want to play Skyrim on their Switch, they're welcome to it. But hey, just also be aware 6 is a thing that's coming.
Yeah, and instead of getting the Pip-Boy edition, you can get like a dragon or something.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. And then for some reason, Devolver Digital, I guess because their games are very weird or bloody, they're going to go really late on after Bethesda. And yeah, I don't even... I have to imagine they're going to announce something big of a known game that to justify having a press conference, you got to announce something that people are gonna know. So I'd imagine a Hotline Miami 3 for sure.
I hope not. Hotline Miami 2 is a bummer. No, I like Hotline Miami 1. It's just Miami 2 is a huge bummer.
See, Wes didn't even like Hotline Miami 1. So
it was too hard for him.
No, it wasn't too hard for me. It was too fucking random. And if we have this conversation again, you know what? Screw it. I'm out. See you in 5 minutes. Talk to you later. Give me a ping when we're talking about Sony or whatever's next.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think much is going to be here. I just think it's going to be a lot of trailers for games that they've already talked about. They already really talked about a new one already. And I think the issue is it's going to be really boring. I think they're going to have developers come out and talk about their games, and they're going to love it too much and talk for far too long. And I think it was just them trying to get an extra showcase for some of these smaller titles and have their own press conference, and it's not going to be enjoyable.
Well, the big game they'll show is probably Talos Principle 2. That's about it.
I was thinking Talos Principle 2 or another Serious Sam game. I think would be a big hit.
Wait a second. Talos Principle 2 was Devolver Digital? Yeah. Or the original Talos Principle?
Yes.
Yeah.
You like them now, don't you?
No, I just didn't. I've seen footage of the Talos Principle. I haven't played it. It looked interesting. But I don't remember Devolver being involved at all there.
Well, they own the developer.
Yeah,
they own a lot of different developers, it seems.
See, I don't know how you can not like Broforce. I mean, that game is awesome. Wes.
My worldview is crumbling.
So, I just to throw the crazy thing out there, just because, again, I've never even played it, but I've seen people play it on YouTube, and I didn't realize it was something owned by Devolver Digital. Their main new game that they're going to come out with is a new Hatoful Boyfriend.
People actually like that game, surprisingly. So I think you would actually have a lot of people that would sort of...
My idea would be Love Trousers 2.
I'd love to see that. I really liked Love Trousers 1. I'm sure we'll also see a lot on Absolver too. I mean, Absolver the game, not that there's going to be an Absolver 2. They haven't even released the first one. But, yeah, I mean, why not?
Well, we are talking about the same company that originally wasn't Hotline Miami 2 originally released as Hotline Miami 3 wrong number, or wasn't that how they teased it or something stupid like that? Or am I misremembering things?
You just misremember everything with Hotline Miami, sir. But I think that's about it for.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be memorable at all.
I mean, as long as it's not as bad as PC Gaming Show.
I was going to ask exactly that. Which one's worse, Devolver Digital or the PC Gaming Show this year?
PC Gaming Show, by far.
I think there's a lot of people that, and I know you were talking about there was people that are not even going to deal with Devolver's thing. I think there's even less people that are going to be showing the PC Gaming Show on their channels.
Because the Devolver thing won't be plastered with ads and be embarrassing. The PC Gaming thing will be.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
it'll be a thing for AMD like it was.
No, because it's sponsored by Intel this year. I was about to say, because Intel is sponsoring it this year, not AMD. I think Intel is smart enough not to try and sit there and shove ham-handed advertisements into this thing.
Are you sure about that? Did you ever play the Intel Gaming Discovery Connect thing?
No.
Play it. It has Chris Evans in it. It's hysterical.
Wait, what is it on?
Xbox 360. It's called Intel Discovered.
Ooh,
that's a game?
It has Chris Evans and Red Foo from LMFAO.
Wow.
It's something special.
That's scary, honestly.
That just happened.
All right, so we go from that craziness to Ubisoft at 4 p.m. Eastern. Well, hold on. I forgot to mention that I think we might see something with Assassin's Creed on the Microsoft stage because we know Sony's getting Far Cry. I don't think they get both. So I don't know that we get the official. It's already been pretty much leaked at this point. The name, everything, every Assassin's Creed. So I don't see why not just give Microsoft something and then Ubisoft gets the big part of it here.
Like they did with, I think it was Syndicate? No, it wasn't Syndicate. It was Unity, wasn't it? Where they had a little teaser at one of the console conferences, and then they had more at Ubi's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know how well Unity turned out.
I almost want to say it might have even been earlier than Unity. It might have actually been Black Flag.
It was probably Unity because it came in as the pack-in for Xbox One games. Or for the Xbox One console.
Oh.
I'll just throw it out there before somebody else beats me to the joke, but we will get another Just Dance performance. That's the sure thing.
I'm actually kind of happy Aisha Tyler's not hosting this
Get
year.
out. I'm kicking you off your own podcast. Get out.
I don't know. She's entertaining, but after a while it gets.
They need to bring back Joel McHale.
They need to bring back Mr. Caffeine. Oh shit. But
I don't know. Joel McHale looked like he wanted to do nothing. He didn't want to be there at all when he was doing it. So
that's why it was great.
Just get him drunk.
Am I having a stroke right now? I just remembered that because the laser tag thing happened, and he just started looking around and just was like, "Am I having a stroke right now?" But I honestly think, I know they already came out ahead of it and said, "We love you, Aisha, but it's going to be hosted by the devs." But I think it would be cool if, for one of their, because it's Ubi, they're going to have some new IP announcement, and it's going to end up being a disappointing pile of garbage, like Watch Dogs, For Honor, The Division. But, have Aisha come out to help with that, just as kind of a surprise thing. That'd be kind of cool, in my opinion, because honestly, I think Aisha Tyler helped save them from a couple of really disastrous conferences. Because every time something awkward would happen, Aisha, who is a really good improver, kind of turned the situation around and saved it, made it funny again instead of just plain awkward. So
Yeah,
I would love to see at least a cameo by her. I think that would be kind of cool.
I think for sure we know we're seeing something from Far Cry 5 as far as more on the story probably, and maybe even some gameplay. What do you think, Randy? What do you think we see from Ubisoft?
I don't think it's going to be that much of a surprise, but I think we see Matt Stone and Trey Parker come out and probably make some jokes about delays and.
Yep. Yeah. I think they come out. My doppelganger Jesse Cox made this joke on Drop Frames, but I think they have Matt and Trey come out and they play a trailer and they're like, coming out December 2016. Wait, shit. That's already passed by. Coming out later this year. Yeah, but yeah, I think we definitely see it. South Park: The Fractured But Whole get another trailer and a solid release date.
Their last appearance was bad. I don't want.
No, it doesn't mean that they're not going to have them again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll have them because they get people's attention and all that. And people are excited for that game, so they've got to show something for that, especially with all the delays and everything else. All right, I'm gonna make a sort of shock thing. Like, I think we see a new Splinter Cell.
I'd be down.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
It's time. Absolutely. They've went through all the other Tom Clancy titles. Time to go back to Splinter Cell.
I'd be into that, but I want to see them do it like a Hitman style, like have a big open environment. They have to like kill certain people.
Sam Fisher must climb a radio tower to get the map for the surrounding area. Shit. Sorry, I had to. You said Ubisoft should make an open world game, and that's all they fucking know how to do in an open world is radio towers.
That's true.
I hope we see more footage of Wild.
I hope we do. I felt like we didn't even see it last year.
That's when they announced it.
I swear they announced that a year before then. And we didn't even see it at all last year.
No, that's the one. The last year was like the whole like snake woman thing, and the woman was poisoned, and you have to like stomp out a bunch of cannibals or whatever.
Oh, okay. So some of that conference felt like it just went on forever and got really foggy. Like announcing Steep at the end. Like, the hell? Who cares?
Yeah, that worked out well.
Mm-hmm.
That was their big new IP. Oh, wait, I get to go ski and snowboard. Like, that went out a long time ago, guys. All right. I wonder if they'll do most of the Mario and Rabbids, or they're going to let Nintendo do that.
I think they'll announce a Rayman or Rabbids amiibo.
Oh, God. Well, why not, I guess. Are you guys on the why did they do this pairing, or you kind of into it?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I think if you would ask me if let's say Super Mario RPG got announced right here, right now, as opposed to way back when it came out, I think you would have a lot of the same reaction that people are having to Rabbids. I'm okay. I'm on board with it to see just where this rabbit hole leads.
I would say I'm a little weirded out because I don't think the Rabbids like have specific characters. Like, why not do a Rayman instead?
Yeah, Mario and Rayman doing levels together would be great. I'd love to see that, but yeah, I mean, and that's why they don't have characters. They're basically just having the Rabbids dressed up as the Mario characters
Mhm.
and doing crazy stuff.
Besides, we'll get to Rayman later. I have a prediction for him later.
Mario having a gun, you sold me already. So
Wait,
that's
what?
all I need. Mario
He
has
like
a gun,
He has like a laser pistol.
and Yoshi has a gun, and so does Peach.
Yeah, everyone's packing like it's South Central LA.
But that's
wait.
that's the location
Mario,
of the game.
whoa.
That's the location of the game.
No. Mario with a laser pistol. What if this is an XCOM game?
Oh God, Mario the RTS. I mean, that's the only thing left, right?
A Mario Tactics game with rabbits on the Switch. Fucking sold.
No, you want
Oh,
it.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, Mario's already going to Grand Theft Auto style, so why not?
Yeah, why not? Everybody excited for Crew 2?
Only if it's
No?
Crew Ball 2.
What?
Ever played Crew Ball?
No.
Go look it up.
What do you do in this game?
I think it's like a sports game. It came out like a while ago.
Any shock surprises from Ubisoft? I feel like they announced a lot of some big stuff already, so I don't know what else they could really.
In the same vein of last year, the Trials guys come out and they announce a new Trials game out now. But a full one, this time, not the half game mix that they did with Blood Dragon, which I thought was underrated. I thought it was fine, but everyone thought it was going to be another Trials game. It wasn't. But a new full-on Trials game.
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, that last one didn't set the world on fire.
Well, like I said, the last one wasn't a full-on game.
No, I meant Trials Evolution.
The game was great.
You liked it, so. Yeah, I feel like I really think Splinter Cell is going to be their big thing that they announce. I mean, like you guys talked about, they've gone every single other Tom Clancy franchise. You got to go here.
I think it'll end with Yves Guillemot saying, "Please don't let Vivendi take us."
Yeah, why not? And I'm sure they'll show some VR stuff because they're pretty big on VR. And I feel like we might get some kind of. There's a Switch game that we're making that's unique. That it's Ubisoft.
Zombie U2.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, if they can have a zap gun or whatever as one of the Joy-Cons, I'll be down with that.
Red Steel 3. Let's go.
Surprisingly, Red Steel sold well, so I wouldn't put it out of the realm. But yeah, I think that's everything for Ubisoft because they just did Watch Dogs. Everything else is either already come out close to, or the big ones are already set to come out this year. So that's enough, honestly. With all the stuff that Ubisoft has, they've got a lot coming. There's going to be a For Honor or Steep or something that nobody even knew was happening, and that'll get announced, and that'll be cool to see.
It'll be cool to see, and then it'll come out and be a disappointing mess. Because that's pretty much Ubisoft.
Fair enough.
I mean,
can't argue with that.
Watch Dogs 1 was, the bell of the ball for a bit, and then it fell into delay hell, and then came out and was lukewarm. For Honor was the bell of the ball for a bit, and then it's come out, and it's dying a slow, agonizing death. Steep was announced, and then people kind of had already been burned twice and kind of went meh, and then it came out and died almost immediately.
Yeah, but you're forgetting Watch Dogs 2, which was actually a good game.
Well, yeah, but they didn't. That we're talking about specifically Ubisoft announcing a new IP that everybody talks about for a bit at the E3, and then it comes out and it's not that good. I'm not denying Watch Dogs 2 is a massive improvement over the original. I'm just saying their track record with the new IPs as of late has been bad, to put it bluntly.
Yeah, fair enough. They really don't have the greatest track record at all with their new IPs for a while. I mean, For Honor was sort of I think people were a lot more disappointed than happy with that. So, yeah.
I'd be happy with more like Division news.
You think we'll get more Division news?
Well, they announced that Season 2 is supposed to be all free, so maybe.
Yeah, possible. So let's get on to the main event here. What's Sony gonna do to possibly top the craziness that was last year? Randy said he was exhausted after the press conference was over because they showed so much stuff.
Oh, it's just over and over. I just rewatched it last night just to get myself in a good mood. Just game after game after game. I think that's what they're going to do. I don't think they top what they did last year because they had a lot of surprises, and now it's more delving in to some of those surprises, the God of War and Spider-Man games and stuff. I know Death Stranding's not going to be there. I doubt we see any more of The Last of Us. But I honestly, I think the thing that I'm expecting to see is them really delve into the VR stuff more and take a good chunk to show off a lot of games. I expect multiple new titles to be announced that are coming out this year, one of which I've seen a few rumors on, and I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon. Dreams is still a game, and it will be in VR.
Yeah, I don't think that's too much of a stretch. I just wonder if people are going to care. Sony just has to do look. I think what the good thing is that people buy the VR and they buy games for it, very much like the Vita. But let's see if it keeps selling and they can come out with the games that get people, excited for it. What do you think, Wes?
Well, kind of staying on the same vein as VR. I'm not going to try and wade into what Sony has planned game wise because that's a minefield. But with VR, I think we'll see them try to push it with a bundle of some sort, or a price drop, or both. I think they will try to go, hey, VR is still a thing that's happening, especially if the Dreams thing is true. If they have Media Molecule working on Dreams as a major VR project, they're going to want to try and get more VR stuff done, which means they need to get more, to use a wrestling reference, butts in seats or heads in VR helmets or headsets. So they're going to try and get, more VR units out there, which means they need to bundle and or price drop.
Fair. What is it? It's how much is it right now?
400.
Yeah, 400.
350.
Yeah, so drop it to 350, or drop it to 300 even. You also kind of need to announce that you're going to make it more available because that's a problem too.
Yeah, I don't see too many on store shelves.
Well, I don't think that's more on. I don't think that's Sony though. I don't think that's particularly Sony's fault. I think that's more stores going, this isn't selling. Why don't we just?
They've sold over 1 million of them already.
Yeah, they just announced that they sold over 1 million of them.
I think it's because it is pretty popular that it's just going off shelves quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see any on store sales. I mean, they have the space for them and they have advertisements. They're just not there.
Yeah, because they sell. It's like Switch right now. They're there. They sell. So, I think right now we're kind of just waiting and seeing if they're going to produce more. Which, I mean, it's fine that they're selling them, so that's good on that end. More Detroit with maybe a release date this time.
Oh, it needs to hurry up and come out. I want to play that really bad. I've always been a fan of those games. So I haven't played Beyond Two Souls yet, but it's on our backlog. But Heavy Rain I thought was really good.
I haven't played Beyond Two Souls either. I kind of want to play that, so I'm down with you on that one. The Days Gone, which I remember not being too enthused about last year.
That's
definitely
a stupid zombie water game, right?
Yes,
Yeah, the biker zombie thing.
Right, yeah, the million zombies coming at you thing.
The game everybody thought was The Last of Us 2, and then Days Gone came up, and people were like, "Aw."
So, what do you think, Mark? You think we?
I like I said, well, like other people have said, like more God of War footage. I'm dying to see more Spider-Man footage. I think they may even show a trailer for that Square game, like that Square Marvel game, alongside with it.
Oh, the Avengers game?
Yeah. The big thing I think they'll do is more HD collections of like old titles, like Jak and Daxter. Because they're already doing like Wipeout and like Crash Bandicoot, so why not bring back like Jak and Daxter again? But the big thing I think is like a VR jumping Flash game, because it just makes sense.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know if they will, but why not?
I mean, they made 3 of those things.
I think we finally see something like Gran Turismo Sport, even though I think they just delayed it again.
It'll be like you got 800,000 more cars in the game.
Well, I think it definitely
still won't play well.
It'll show off the PS4 Pro stuff, so they may use it for that. Randy, are you excited for Knack 2?
Yeah, obviously more than anybody else, because everyone ever just kind of craps on it. I thought Knack was fine. I like some of the ideas they had on it, so I'm excited to see what they do with the second one. But is it going to be a top seller? No. And I don't know if that's what everyone was expecting from the first Knack. I don't understand the hatred for the first game.
I think that the hatred is a lot of that. The main guy, I forget his name, but he went gaga over it and go like he actually did say like this is gonna be a system seller.
Yeah, and I get that, but
yeah, it's Mark Cerny. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the best. This will be the best game in the PS4 like at launch or whatever, and it's like.
Well, that's because he helped make the PS4, so he was going nuts about it for that. I agree with you though. He overhyped it.
I think Ni no Kuni too. Like they'll show more of that, like actual gameplay.
Oh, please more Ni no Kuni too.
And hopefully the gameplay is not going to be Ni no Kuni 1.
I think they already said that it's not.
I think all we get is they're going to do that Dissidia game because that's already been leaked because Square Enix can't keep anything from being leaked. But I think they show that and then they just show a picture with the title Final Fantasy 16 just because they like to do that.
Oh my God, no! Give it a break. They might do something with Final Fantasy 12, but they've already been showing a lot of trailers for that game, so I don't know if.
Yeah, I don't think we see anything with Zodiac Age because that's really close to coming out. I don't think we really see anything about that. If it were like a July release date, maybe, but I'm pretty sure it comes out here within the next 2 weeks, isn't it?
July 16th.
Well, shit, I'm wrong.
And even if it's within 2 weeks, why wouldn't you want to show something to get that last little bit of hype before it sells? That's the thing with PlayStation. It's not like, oh, they just don't have time. If they do it like last year, which is from the rumors, that's what they're saying they're going to do, you can throw a ton of games out there.
It won't be Final Fantasy 16. It'll be Final Fantasy 15-2, and there'll be Pop Stars.
Oh, God. That's even worse.
It'll be like One Direction.
Yeah, they do a cover of the song from X2. Yes.
Oh, God.
They
go whole hog with the reference and have Noctis and the guys just do Final Fantasy X-2's intro. Just whole cloth.
Their car turns into a driving platform that they sing on and just drive around.
You think we get anything from the Life is Strange prequel or sequel or?
I think they'll show more Vampire.
Yeah, we'll see more from Vampire because that's coming out this year, I think. Question mark.
We already know we're not getting Shenmue 3. So.
I think Vampire is supposed to be like November.
Do you think they show the HD remake of Shenmue? Or remaster or whatever? To say, hey, I know we're not doing Shenmue 3, but here's this.
That'd be nice.
Shenmue's a bad game.
But
supposedly Sony has big announcements from Japanese developers.
Yeah, because no one's going to go to the Xbox.
They did have Final Fantasy 15 on the show last year for Xbox, so. And technically, Phil Spencer did say he'd been talking to a bunch of Japanese devs, so there could be a surprise or two there. Atlas just revealed that Rough Fantasy game, so that could be there. I don't know as far as what are the other ones working on. Well, we know Square's, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we see any Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh, hell no.
I think we might see something new from Sucker Punch.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, and honestly, I think they're gonna tease like it's an Infamous, and then hard right turn into something else. That'd be interesting to see.
Hey, if you're bringing back Crash, why not do another Sly Cooper?
Yeah, I was going to say Sly back.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I didn't want to interrupt the flow while we were talking earlier, but I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and disagree with my podcast co-host, like I usually do. And I think we are going to see something from The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I just think they show Uncharted. The Uncharted DLC thing instead of The Last of Us. I mean, it would be cool if they showed a little snippet of gameplay from The Last of Us 2, and that could be the big ending thing. But last year they ended with
Days Gone.
Days Gone gameplay. And I think that's what they do with Uncharted, but we'll see. It would be really cool, but I just think they have so many other games that are coming out now. They already got The Last of Us 2 teaser out on their own press conference back in December. I don't think it's needed here.
Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. I think that's
maybe,
coming.
but I don't really see it how much further they could blow out that game. Like that and Prey, I don't really see how DLC fits in that well.
Oh, they'll find a way. If they want to.
Finds a way. Sorry, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah, we have all these new characters and stuff. I think it's time for PlayStation All-Stars 2.
Oh, God.
With Darkness DLC, which leads me to my next point, Legend of Dragoon 2.
You are in... You know what? If that happens, talk about out there. Of all the RPGs that can bring back.
I'm going to use my powers for good. I'm going to say a bunch of outlandish shit, and it's going to happen. God damn it.
Don't get your hopes up and then be going, where's my Legend of Dragoon 2? The whole time I'm watching the press conference. Here's Wes saying that. I'm going to stream it on twitch.tv/backlogbusting, and I'm going to literally say that constantly now just because you said that. Legend of Dragoon 2. Legend of Dragoon 2. I don't care if that's Ellie. Legend of Dragoon 2. Fuck.
And then just be really mad at every trailer because it wasn't.
Yeah, and then we lost all the viewers because Wes wouldn't shut up about Legend of Dragoon 2.
Have you seen my... Well, I was about to say, have you seen my stream lately? But that would imply I've been streaming lately. I don't have viewers in the first place. Are you kidding me?
So are we officially doing that? We're going to be doing the talking while the conference is on?
If you guys want to, I'm down. I just threw it out there as a half joke, but I don't care.
I guess we can talk about that off there. But
my bad. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just didn't want to sit here and speculate for like 5 minutes about whether we're not or we are, and the people are like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
You're gonna say that anyway, but you know.
But I mean, I think, look, they could certainly surprise us with some crazy stuff. But I think we kind of hit everything, any kind of thing you want to see or bold prediction or whatever. You think they dropped the PS4 price again to combat Scorpio, or?
I think they'll see how much the price for Scorpio is and react based on that.
Kind of like they did by reacting to the Xbox One debacle and then spending their entire conference shitting all over Microsoft that one year. Which is still one of the most glorious things I've ever seen. I literally went back and watched that game sharing video they did, where they just had like Adam and Shuhei pass Shadowfall to each other, and I'm just like, yep. They pretty much killed Microsoft right then and there. Microsoft
is sharing.
Do you guys think we see any of that Metal Gear survive?
God, I hope not, because that game.
I almost feel like Konami might do it just to keep themselves relevant, but
yeah, it's going to come out.
That ship has sailed. Konami is no longer relevant. That ship has sailed.
I understand, and I totally agree, and I hope the game's not good just for what they did with Kojima and stuff, but they're still going to come out with it. I'm just saying, do we see it at one of these press conferences?
Either that, or you want a bold and wacky prediction? Here you go. This entire thing has been Kojima being Kojima. They're going to come out and say, not only is Silent Hill still happening, but Death Stranding is actually Metal Gear Solid 6.
Whoa. Yeah, I think we're...
Quit taking drugs.
Yeah, whoa, I didn't say, go out of this galaxy either. I mean, whoa, reel it in there.
The sad part is, it's almost believable because it's Hideo fucking Kojima.
I mean, he's one,
Remember, we were talking about the same guy who made Moby Dick Studios from whole cloth to announce Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. But that being said, that was just me taking a joke and running with it.
Here you go. Here'll be a crazy thing. Stranger Things, the Telltale game.
Why not know I wanted that until just now.
Why not?
Until you said Stranger Things, and it clicked. And I went, all right, let's go.
The show's already pretty narrative driven. I don't know that you need. But hey, why not? Randy mentioned it to me. Do you think that they try to counter the Game Pass thing and do something with PS Now where you can download the games and stuff?
Possible.
It'd be nice, but also they need to get better games in that thing.
Yeah, they just added 17 Disney games, guys. Go play that.
Jackpot.
That would be a clusterfuck with how much that game depends on latency. Like, remember us trying to play You Don't Know Jack during the marathon with half Twitch viewers? That was great.
Yeah, wow. I'm sure that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, 2 people who didn't get their answer in until like 1 second left on the clock, and then wondered why they were losing.
I think we've kind of hit the bottom of this barrel.
Yeah. So the only thing we got left here is Nintendo, and their press conference is supposed to be very short. So do keep in mind that they already have a Pokemon, ARMS, and is it Splatoon tournament or whatever announced. There's another game that I can't think of that they have tournament for.
They have Pokken Tournament. They have Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
We're talking about tournaments, but yeah, those are games that are coming out.
Yeah, I think it was Splatoon 2 and ARMS before, and then they added the Pokemon thing. But I think, for sure you're going to get Splatoon 2 stuff. I really hope they just don't talk about ARMS because that game is coming out in like 3 days. Just you've done everything you're going to do with that game at that point.
They'll talk about that during the Treehouse, and I'm sure we'll get a lot of gameplay of a lot of stuff. I like the idea of the 30-minute presser, as long as it's just, here's a game, okay, here's a game, and each time, if you want more details, we'll talk about it during the Treehouse. We'll show more footage. If it's a 30-minute thing and 10 minutes of it is spent on Super Mario Odyssey, then it's maybe they don't have a lot yet for the system, which honestly wouldn't surprise me either because, I think a lot of developers who saw how bad the Wii U went, well, I mean, the Switch looks fine, but we'll see if it sells first, and then we'll make games. And now they'll see, okay, it is selling. Okay, now we'll make games, and next year will be when those things actually start coming out.
They also did say they're focusing on 2017 games.
Yeah, and that's what they do is they won't announce anything that's way down the line, which is why I'm hoping it's just game after game still, but possibly not that likely since I think it's 2018 when a lot of the third-party stuff really starts getting into gear.
I think they'll have one or two that might not come out this year that they'll show, but most of it's going to be, Super Mario Odyssey. I think they will take 10 minutes because that's a game everybody wants to see more stuff of, and it's Mario. We're all going to be happy to see it and all that stuff. I think a Super Smash Brothers Deluxe is happening.
Yep, with the new character Rayman.
Why not? Or the Rabbids being in the game. Ice Climbers will now be in there because Switch can handle it. And whatever else. And then they'll announce a bunch of amiibo for it. You'll get some more with the Rabbids thing. Any other kind of surprise that you think we might?
Go on.
I think we might see information about a new Pikmin.
I could see the new Harvest Moon also.
They are having Pikmin come for the 3DS, and they are getting Stardew Valley on the Switch. So just to throw it out there.
I think we see Pikmin on the Switch. I think we see a new Pikmin game.
I could see them doing an American version of that Great Detective Pikachu thing.
Yeah, I could see that. And that's so Nintendo to think that that's going to be some huge deal, and then it winds up not being a huge deal at all.
Yeah, I think Nintendo bait and switched this everybody, and Pokemon Stars gets announced on Tuesday after having a Pokemon only direct.
Oh, that would be so amazing! Please let it happen.
Here's something I personally would love to see that's not gonna fucking happen. But I would love to see them announce localizations for the Ace Attorney game set in past Japan with Sherlock Holmes and anime girl Watson. I would love to see them announce an English localization of that. Not gonna fucking happen, but it would be amazing.
I'd love to see it. They do things with Capcom all the time, so why not? I think...
I don't know. Are them and Capcom upset at each other? Mega Man Anniversary 2 or
No,
whatever that game
because
is called is
the
not coming to the
3DS
Switch?
one didn't come out till the year after.
It's
So
weird.
they might just decide to focus on Switch and 3DS by itself after they see how well it sells.
Yeah, I guess. It's
On
just
the-
weird. It might not be this year, but what do you think of Bayonetta 3?
I'd love to see it. I wonder if they do it.
I think that would have to be multi-platform.
Yeah, because Platinum, I don't think they could survive on just the Switch, but Switch is selling well enough that maybe they could.
Yeah, possibly. Another thing I would really love to see personally is more information on Project Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, I think
That
we
was
are
one of
going to
the
get a
more
little bit more of that.
That was one of the more interesting things to come out of the Switch reveal event was Octopath Traveler to me, and I'm like, you have my attention. So I would love to see more information about that.
I think we'll get that, and we'll probably get more on the Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yes, please.
Just because I think that's the time when you'll get fans like that watching and going, oh yeah, this is on the Switch. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm sure we'll get some kind of Nintendo Nindies trailer or something like that, maybe. I'd love to see Metroid, but it's probably not going to happen. I feel like Retro... Like, how long has it been since Other M? I mean, come
That
on
wasn't even
now.
retro, I don't think, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was Nintendo in-house, but still, just...
No, Other M was Team Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Or I could... Maybe a Donkey Kong? I heard somebody throw out the idea of a Donkey Kong maker. Which...
I'd be happy with a Kid Icarus maker on it, or Kirby maker.
Oh god, not with Randy on it.
Well, there's that, but what I was laughing at is that you Freudian slipped Kid Icarus, and I'm like, yeah, that will put butts in seats. Kid Icarus.
All joking aside, I think Super Mario Maker makes sense to port too.
Yeah, you could do it. Well, you don't have a stylus, so I wonder how you would do that.
Announced with Super Mario Maker Switch. Stylus!
It does have the multi-touch thing, so I guess it's possible. Do you think we get any kind of surprise as far as like a big third party bringing their game over? Willing to take the hit on graphics to bring their game over to Switch?
Bully 2.
Wait, what?
Bully 2.
Yeah. But
No.
do you think Rockstar would really do that, though?
No, but it'd be funny.
And even if they
would.
did it, they don't do E3.
Yeah.
Nobody mentioned if Red Dead 2 would be on one of the...
It's
Yeah,
not
it
going
won't
to.
be. Yeah, they were so disappointed with the last time they went to E3 and announced Agent and got a complete non-reaction that they haven't been back since. Which, by the way, we'll see Agent this year.
Yeah.
There's a
Let me tell you.
prediction for you. Agent still exists.
Agents of Mayhem could also show up on one of the... That could be a Microsoft thing, because they just announced somebody for that, or one of the Johnny Gat.
Which,
Yeah,
like the most depressing news ever.
What, you don't like Johnny Gat?
No, he's terrible.
Yeah, but... Oh god, is this going to be where they show off all the Payday 2 gameplay for Switch? Alright, here's the big shooter on Switch, Payday 2.
Nice.
Yeah, stand here and wait for this troll to go through this save for 5 minutes.
God, please spare me. Yeah, I think Nintendo, obviously, I think Smash is probably going to be their big thing, but I wonder if they would really surprise with some game that nobody even thought about.
Codename Seam 2.
I think we have more of a chance of the, oh damn it, why can't I think of the Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2 happening before that? I would love an Advance Wars again.
Wonder
Ever?
102.
Beautiful Joe 3.
I just love that.
Actually,
we're throwing ridiculous we're throwing ridiculous predictions out, and Mr. Earthbound over there is just going, Mother 3's never going to happen, so he won't even throw that out there as a joke.
Well, because I've already played the fan translation of it, and it's probably better than anything Nintendo could do officially, so, you know.
Do they announce anything with Virtual Console?
They
should, but they won't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Would I love to see Mother 3 happen? Yes. But do I think it's going to? I think that ship has started to sail.
What a way to announce Virtual Console. Just go, Virtual Console, Mother 3's on it. Whenever it comes out.
Yes. Yes.
They'll announce Mother 4 instead.
They announced They announced that the fan game that was calling itself Mother 4 for a while is actually legitimately Mother 4 and is coming to the Switch. Obscure references. Go.
Bubsy on Switch now.
Oh yeah, Bubsy also on Smash Brothers. There you go.
Oh God.
With the fall damage animation from the Super Nintendo game as its final Smash.
Yeah, they'll release two Amiibo, the Super Nintendo and the... Yeah.
All the cat puns. All of them.
I'd be okay with that, only if Gex is a part of it also.
While we're talking about semi-obscure platformers from gaming's past, how about we bring back Captain Blasto?
Oh, man.
No, Phil Hartman has died, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
But you can bring back Awesome Possum.
They should just bring back Captain N.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Let's do it, Nintendo. But, yeah.
Reggie plays Captain N.
That would be Reggie is a very charismatic guy. Let's do it. Why not? Anyway, I think we sort of hit everything. I think we have now gone through all the consoles, and all the conferences. Should be a really interesting E3. So much stuff that could happen. Microsoft's got their big Scorpio to unveil, and let's see the big reaction from everyone. And what's Nintendo going to show? What's Sony going to show? It's this is always a fun time for gamers, for everybody else. A lot of work for people on this side of the thing, but everybody should enjoy these next 3 or 4 days. Should be fun. So, hopefully you're listening to our other show talking about all the news pre-E3 with Mark and I. And, check out the site because we're, starting tomorrow, we're going to be having a lot of gaming stuff going on, especially, once that EA Play deal goes through, and we'll have something with the conference. We'll have a podcast reaction to the conference, and of course, trailers for those games that get announced and everything else. So, keep it locked to WHMNet.com and just, overall enjoy your games because this is the 1 week heaven for gamers here. Well, for Randy, for Mark, and for Wes, myself,
the following podcast is a
until
WQM network
the EA reaction
Visit
podcast and all the other E3 shows.
for all of our other great podcasts.
We'll see you later,
plus
everybody.
news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.